I would share something with you guys. I'm normally when I read the Bible, I take a look at what is there. I know a lot of people do, but when I look for what the general public is saying, and I look for a word that will prove or disprove that word. Um, so in the scriptures, there is uh, where you read it to get something out of it or chew it or you know you trying to decipher what it's saying and you go from there. Well, what I want to point out today is Ezekiel 38. I believe it's verse 11. I don't have my Bible with me, but I just wanted to bring to your attention something that's really peculiar. And a lot of people in the general public would say, this is what it says, and then you look at it and it doesn't say it. Let me give you, for instance, when I'm looking at least the King James Version of Daniel chapter 9, verse 37, I believe, 34 to 37. The Messiah is actually cut off after 62 weeks, if you notice. If you got a King James Bible, it says the Messiah will be cut off after 62 weeks. It doesn't say 69 weeks. Um, I can sit here and come up with a couple of those examples of where the scriptures say one thing and the general public says it says another. Well, anyway, in Ezekiel 38 and 39, it says they dwell safely, but there's a word missing. And all the teachers, all the Bible teachers will say, oh, they're dwelling peace and safely. They're dwelling peacefully. They're dwelling peacefully. Every time I hear somebody, they're dwelling peacefully, and I go look, and it's just safety. That's the only words that's there. So when you go do that today. It only takes you a couple of minutes to get to that verse. I think it's either verse 9 or verse 11. And it says without walls or gates. That's the only thing that stops me to believe that it can be off a little bit, but for the most part, without walls and gates can mean psychologically, hey, we're comfortable here. We're at peace. We're cool. They might think they're at peace, but the Bible never says peace in Ezekiel 38 and 39. Not one time. So that tells me that Ezekiel 38 and 39 is before the rapture of the church. I'm not a rocket scientist, so I'm not the smartest guy in the world, but I use common sense sometimes. And I think that's why God gave us a brain to use common sense. Now, what does this mean? This means that the setup that we have now in the Middle East could turn out in 90 days to be this event. Because the only thing that's keeping it, if you read Ezekiel 38, 39, will be the walls and gates, the bars, walls, and gates. That Israel still has those. That's it. The peace and safety is not a part of it. Now, when they shall say peace and safety, may be because of what Israel did in the Middle East before that war. So Israel obliterated their opponents. And like I said before, this Iran thing may fluster into something we didn't imagine would happen. It may fluster into something that we're not thinking would happen. So Yemen is still there. I'm not seeing Egypt get into it, but remember, Egypt was just into confrontation with Israel. Was it earlier this year? So I can see that happening. Israel getting back into it with Syria. I can see that happening. I don't know about. I don't think Saudi Arabia is going to do anything. I think Saudi Arabia is supposed to be on Israel's side. Yeah, I think the Antichrist platform would be coming off of a major war. I believe that's what's going to happen is there has to be some type of a major catastrophe where the world looks like it's going to crap, and the Antichrist comes out of nowhere. I was watching this cartoon. It's kind of goofy, but it's an animated AI cartoon. Oh, it was actually somewhat of a cartoon, and it was about the Antichrist, and they did a decent job. I don't think he's going to come straight out of Israel, but they did a good job of interpreting what he would be like, and I agree strongly with that video that he would be some type of a person who would come with a background. I believe he'll have some Jewish blood, but I believe for the most part he is Jew and Gentile simultaneously. And they did an excellent job of this guy. I would probably the next video I do, I'll give y'all the maybe I might put it at the bottom of this video when I get home today, is a link to that video. They do a really good job of him. But the story is kind of goofy because I believe that the false prophet will be a future pope, the next pope, not this one, but the next pope. And they try to make him out of some rabbi or something. That he doesn't have enough popularity to be the false prophet. The false prophet has to be Satan's counterfeit to the Holy Spirit. So the only thing that can do that, the only entity that can do that is the Roman Catholic Church. That's the only one that can do that. Anyway, so I got good information that I'm going to share tonight that would probably fit right into what's going on now. I see the Lord coming back pretty soon. Like I say, it could be 90 days. It could be a year and 90 days. I don't know if it's going to pass this period or time. You know how God does. And sometimes we are sitting here waiting for it to happen, and boom, it doesn't happen again. We're like, okay, we're back to going to sleep again. Let's go to sleep. So could all of this stuff transpire in 90 days? All of what stuff? That's my question. All of what stuff? We don't know. Truly, we got the scriptures. Yes, we have the scriptures, but we don't know exactly what parts of the scripture will transpire between now and the raptured church. We really don't. I mean, we know that Elam, we know, I still think that chapter, Jeremiah 49 is not done yet. They didn't even hit brochure plant. And what I think is going to happen is Israel's going to do it by themselves. And they have to make some type of strategic blunder. Israel has been perfect on their military campaigns, but they have to make some type of a strategic blunder, even if it's something where they figure they need to do it, but the general population says, "Oh, you didn't need to do that." And I think using a nuclear bomb at the wrong time could be that place where Israel gets accused of going too far with what they're going to do. I think the brochure Elam nuclear reactor will probably be it, where they hit it and a lot of the radiation comes out and it causes, you know how these people about the climate change and how the climate is destroying the world and all of how humans are destroying. Yeah, they'll love to blame Israel for this climate problem. They would love to do that. So I'm saying, based off of my brother Bill Silas, he came on. I had him on my show once before, and we were talking about the Psalms 83 war, which I think still can develop. And that That, along with Isaiah 17, causes Russia to invade Israel, the hooks and the jaws. They got a lot of hooks, folks. They got a lot of hooks. A lot of reasons why Israel will be invaded by Russia. It says that I will draw you back. So they're dealing with Ukraine, and then they get drawn. They're going in that direction, and then they get drawn back. So Revelations. I mean, Revelations 18 won't like people don't realize that Revelations is closed until the seal's broken. Until that seal, to the first seals. Oh, that's why he says, if anyone adds to this word, they will receive the plagues. That's what he's saying. And that can go for the rest of the Bible as well. In order to get to the seventh seal, or in order to get to the first bowl, you have to break the first seal. And the only way you can break the first seal is for Jesus to do it. And he's sitting on the throne, and they ask who can open the seals. And the only one can open the seal is Jesus. He's the only one who can open any of the seals. Nobody else is opening up the seals. So when somebody says, oh, it's probably Revelations 20, Revelation 13. Well, you can preach out of Revelations, but as far as judgment is concerned, the first seal has to be open before any other judgments come in, even before any other beasts come out of the sea. Revelations 13, Mark of the Beast. You have to have one seal open before everything else is open. I think I said enough about that. Anyway, God bless you guys. I got to go in the church. Like I say, it's amazing how YouTube sucks off all the people that you're watching. They're sending me the wrong people. So I have to do these videos for a while before. I'm not that articulate. So I need to run into people who kind of know what I'm talking about, even if they're not born again. Somebody who actually kind of know what what I'm talking about, to keep the people in the room. I've never got to that place before. I've always just got off of YouTube because I was just disappointed in how they would not let you keep your people in the chat room. They used to do it. You know, I used to be able to do that a while back. I'm not gonna say I'm not that articulate when it comes to speaking, so maybe I'm boring or something, but yeah. Anyway, God bless you guys. Have a good day. I'll see you guys later. I will be on YouTube until Jesus Christ comes, if it's this year or next year, whenever it happens, in 2027. I'm betting it is in 90 days, so I'm going to be on here quite a while. God bless you guys. I don't even know how to turn this video off. I'll see you guys later. I will be doing videos regardless if I get 2 people or 25 people. The most I've ever had at one shot on YouTube was about 25 people. I think the most I had on TikTok was maybe 400 to 500 people, maybe more. So I'm not that good on YouTube. I don't come up with a script. I just talk. I'm concerned about the world today. That's another thing I want to talk about tonight, especially these jobs, man. I know we're in the tribulation. We're going towards the tribulation period because people are getting cut right now. People are getting laid off right now. And it's an alarming rate right now, and AI hasn't even kicked in fully yet, so it's a shame. Anyway, God bless you guys. Have a good night.